The village of Oduka had always lived in fear of the forest, the one that lay just beyond the Red River. The elders would tell stories, their voices low and grave, warning of something ancient that lived there, something older than the trees, older than memory itself. The terror truly began on a market night. A strange wind, cold and bone dry, swept through Oduka. It carried whispers that coiled around your ears but made no sense, like a language from a nightmare. In an instant, every lantern flickered and died, plunging the village into darkness. The goats, sensing the wrongness, snapped their ropes and scattered into the night. And then it came, the first scream, tearing through the sudden silence from Mama Icumania's hut. When morning finally broke, her compound was empty. There was no struggle, no blood, not a single footprint left behind. There were only claw marks, burned deep into the mud walls as if a hand made of fire had reached out and grabbed her. The villagers knew this was the work of Obiri, the Faceless One, an evil being banished long ago by a priest whose name was now forgotten. They said it had no shadow, no reflection, and absolutely no mercy. Every night after that, Obiri returned. It moved without a sound, yet everyone could hear its raspy breathing right outside their door. Locks unbarred themselves. Thatch roofs rattled like dry bones in a sack. Children would wake up, paralyzed with fear, to see a tall figure standing in the corner of their room. Its skin was as dark as charcoal, and its face was a horrifying, smooth blank, except for a single, thin red slit where a mouth should be. But Obiri didn't kill quickly. Oh no, that would have been a kindness. It tormented its victims first. It would whisper secrets into the night air, secrets of betrayal, hidden jealousies, and forgotten sins. The whispers turned neighbor against neighbor, friend against friend. Brothers who had shared everything now looked at each other with suspicion. The village was tearing itself apart from the inside, long before Obiri even had to lift a finger. The horror spread. Crops rotted in the fields overnight. The river that gave them life turned bitter and undrinkable. Livestock were found the next day, stiff and gray, their bodies looking as if every drop of life had been drained from them. Finally, the village's bravest hunter, Ikin, had had enough. He swore he would end the nightmare. Armed with protective charms and his father's heavy iron spear, he crossed the Red River at the stroke of midnight, disappearing into the dreaded forest. The forest simply swallowed him whole. The next day, his spear was found standing upright in the middle of the village square. It was planted deep in the earth, and carved into the ground around it were the words, "I am not in the forest." That night, the cold, whispering wind didn't come from the forest beyond the river. It came from inside the huts. Obiri was no longer just a visitor. It was living among them, one of them, feeding on their escalating fear and growing stronger with every terrified scream. In the village of Oduka, no one ever slept again. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like and subscribe for more.